First question, I guess. You you're well aware of what lake effect is like coming from Buffalo. When you heard of the snow totals that are possible for the Tug Hill and Watertown region, what went through your head?
Well, all I know is that 5 to 6 feet of snow is a lot of snow anywhere, but there's any place in America that can handle it, it is the Tug Hill Plateau and Watertown because they are so experienced. But knowing that, I also called the Jefferson County Chair Bill Johnson yesterday and offered any assistance they needed. We have been preparing for this storm for days, deploying thousands of thruway workers and DOT workers and plows and getting our salt ready, calling the utility crews and making sure they're available so they can restore power. But I want you to know that I'm also sending additional personnel to the North Country from the Capital Region, the Southern Tier, Mid-Hudson, Central New York, and the Mohawk Valley. They're all being deployed to help the North Country dig out from this major snow event. So I know it's something they're all accustomed to, they can handle, but I want to let them know that we are there with reinforcements and to make sure that everyone can travel safely, especially over this really busy holiday weekend when so many people traveled from out of town to see loved ones and family and friends. And now they're getting back on the roads in the middle of a major snowstorm. So we're there to help.
We had a report already of some people that needed to be helped out of their seasonal camp after 3 feet of snow overnight. They needed to have a UTV come in from a local fire department and help get them out. And I'm sure we'll hear more of that. But you always have hats off to first responders in situations like this, don't you?
Oh my gosh, they're incredible. They're absolutely incredible. I spent a lot of time this fall visiting different volunteer fire departments and bringing more resources to them and telling them how important they are to us. And now we see why they're critical to local communities that rely on them, to especially hard to access areas that only they know, that people from out of town would not know where to go. So I am so grateful to all of our first responders, our local law enforcement, our county and town and villages, as well as those who drive our snow plows from the state level down to locals, and the firefighters and EMTs who are out there giving up their holiday time to help other fellow New Yorkers. It is so heartwarming to me as the governor to know that there's so many people who love their communities, who do this work every day and put themselves literally in harm's way. So we are a better state because of them. I'm grateful to them. And I want them to know that the state is there as their partners, their allies, and will continue to bring all the resources they need as we get through this first of perhaps many major storms. But I'm looking forward to getting back up and snowmobiling in the Tug Hill Plateau. I know it's been hard for our tourism industry the last few drier years, so I would think there's a lot of small businesses and little restaurants and bars along the way that are probably pretty happy that we're going to have a more robust season this year than we've seen in a while.
Yeah, they're happy to see the snow for sure. The last time we went through something like this a couple of years ago is what we've been comparing it to, November of 22. And at that time, we saw state plows and kind of the snow blowers that took out the snowbanks. State resources on city streets here in Watertown. And I imagine that that's something that could happen again, right? You've always encouraged if a community needs something, they just need to pick up the phone. Is that what you're saying in this situation too? If a village, a town, a city needs something, they just pick up the phone and the state's going to be there?
Absolutely. In fact, we do daily calls to the local officials to just do a roundup of what they need. And there's also a statewide database that they can put in requests to us. We monitor it 24 hours a day, so they can not even pick up the phone. They can just put in that request and say, we need some more plows, we need this help. And that's one of the reasons I declared a state of emergency even before the major snows hit for the North Country and Western New York. So I have the legal authority to send in my state plows, our state plows, onto county and city roads. And I wanted to make sure there were no barriers to us providing all the assistance that our localities need, because sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming. And we're there to make sure that everything works beautifully, smoothly as possible. Again, Mother Nature is wildly unpredictable. And what we're hopeful for is that while there's cold temperature and high volumes of snow, if the wind does not kick up which is always the fear that if we can maintain the 15 to 25 miles an hour wind and not have it kick into 40, 50, 60 mile an hours when you have those blinding whiteouts. And it's so dangerous on the roads when you do that. I grew up right on the shores of Lake Erie. I'm a veteran, a battle-tested veteran of many blizzards from Buffalo. So I know how dangerous it can be when that wind chill drops and the winds kick up. And that's the scenario we're not seeing right now. But if it changes to that, it's a whole different dynamic when people literally may need to go to shelters if their power goes out. And it becomes a very different circumstance. So we're not going to be out of the woods in this storm probably till Monday or so. But we're going to continue to be on the ground for the duration and ready for the next one.
Governor, anything else you want to add to our audience?
No, I'm just ready to have everybody hunker down and enjoy some Thanksgiving leftovers, a little bit of pie and turkey for the next couple of days, and be safe with their families. And I hope they all had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend.
All right, Governor, thanks so much. We appreciate your time.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.